What comfort zones, boxes, limitations are you ready to break out of to have that forward progress in your life? We're going to take action on that today. I have a great media article on actionable tips to stepping out of your comfort zone, along with inspirational scripture, and in the bonus content at the end, there's always a prize. I'll tell you about that in a second. First, I am Nurse Ann. I'm a certified emergency and mental health registered nurse, coming now from the messy front lines to help you break out of your boxes of mental, physical, and spiritual for your best life to be supercharged. So we're going to jump into steps to break out of those boxes, out of those comfort zones. Also follow at my website, nurseann.com. That's Ann with an E, because it's there for your inspirational wellness of body, mind, and spirit. So follow along in this channel. Leave your comments as we go. So we're going to jump in. We'll have some inspirational scripture after that, bonus content from my published devotionals, and at the end there's a prize I'll tell you about in a second. Are you ready? So this media article is from Forbes, and it's 18 actionable tips for your stepping out of your comfort zone. Are you ready to do that? What's holding you back? One of the things is familiarity. Familiarity is comforting for us, and stepping out of those zones can feel overwhelming and daunting. But personal growth and development do require us to venture beyond the bounds of what we currently know and to stretch and try new things, whether we're taking on new challenges at work, trying out new hobbies, social connections. It can lead eventually to increased confidence and a sense of accomplishment. If you prefer the familiar but want to break free of the limitations that box staying in your comfort zones, we're going to look at some of these actionable tips. So number one, surround yourself with confident people. Intentionally associate with confident people. Be in their space will challenge your subconscious to take risks and also helps to breed confidence in the minds of those who tend to be timid and withdrawn. And I like this. Associative transformation is an immersive strategy that engages the conscious and subconscious dimensions of the mind, which can lead to behavior modification. Do you want to be immersed and have that associative transformation? Speaking of transformation, right now we're in the transformation series. You can see all the videos if you scroll back, and also go to my website. There's a podcast tab, a YouTube tab, Patreon tab, and now a transformation tab, so you can watch all of these. Nurseann.com, that's Ann with an E. Make sure you follow, like, share. And number two, take it step by step. Of course, it can be scary. You know, we might see people that have been doing it for a long time, and we wonder how we can start, but we have to take that first step. Maybe share it with someone who can help us get through. Number three, consider the worst that could happen, because confidence is built over time. So you could ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen if I do this? And maybe it's such as you might be slightly uncomfortable for a little bit. And so then ask, what's the best thing that can happen? And if it's something that lights you up, go for it. So what are some of your side gigs, passions, hobbies that you've been afraid to take on? And as I said at this channel, I'm a busy nurse. I work a lot, but in my free time, I created this channel, my published devotionals in the fictional drama, which is I'm going to read you a short, quick, action-packed chapter at the end, which is the prize, because you're going to feel like you're right there in the action, riding along with the frontline workers, rescuing those in crisis and danger. So number four, start small to create habits. The brain is designed to conserve energy, and when the brain realizes that the demand for the effort is not too big, it's more easily willing to perform it. And when our brain succeeds, it activates that reward system. You know, we talk about that reward system, the dopamine loop, and I do have some videos on that to help you break out of dopamine addictions and have healthier alternatives. Scroll back, go to my website, and you're going to see a bunch of that to help you do that. So we do want our reward system activated in healthy ways. And it triggers motivation. And when our brain feels motivated, it's easier to produce the necessary changes and habits and implement new actions. Number 5, reward yourself for doing uncomfortable things. Make sure it's healthy rewards. We don't want to get stuck while we're also going forward. Number 6, tune in to your desired reality. So stepping out of your comfort, tune into that desired reality. Ask yourself what you want. No compromise. And evaluate whether the things you're experiencing and doing are getting you closer to this preferred reality state. Are they getting you closer to your preferred reality state? Leave that in the comments. You can then plan to make the necessary changes incrementally to achieve the life that you want. It is possible. As I said, even the books and the channel and the podcast, even though I work a lot, I'm a busy nurse and have a lot of other ministry endeavors and responsibilities, you can chip away. I've done this. You can chip away at it a little bit at a time and make it happen. Number 8, take a fail forward approach. Seek out environments that embrace a fail forward approach. The most extraordinary learning experiences come from being uncomfortable. Did you know that? You won't cure the discomfort, but you'll learn to better manage it. Number 9, evaluate your risk tolerance. There's 2 ways to approach this. One way is to jump right in and go all in. The second way is to take small steps forward and ease into it. Before you decide which of the 2 approaches will work best for you, begin by evaluating your risk tolerance, setting up a support system, and understanding which of those 2 approaches, jumping all in or little by little, will help you yield a higher level of stick-with-itness for you. Number 10, acknowledge your fear. Number 11, make those incremental, increasingly challenging changes. Start with the small changes to build your confidence. Number 12, train your fearless muscle. I've never heard that before. Have you? Train your fearless muscle. Coming out of a comfort zone is always scary. The only way to become good at it is to do it often. It's like training a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger you'll become. The more you face your fear of doing unfamiliar things, the easier it will get. Number 13, find a role model to emulate. This can really help us jumpstart having a coach, mentor, or even someone that's doing it that we can just look up to them and kind of model what we want to do. Number 14, remember what you want to achieve. There's no gain in remaining in your comfort zone. So keep your accomplishments at the forefront of your mind and make sure you feel worthy and confident enough to step out. Number 15, you can partner with someone else to learn a new skill. That can help us stay accountable and on track. Number 16, engage in gradual exposure practice. It's like a vaccine that boosts your mental immunity and fear resilience. Number 17, make the objective worthy of your discomfort. If your objective is to get it right, you could be derailed at the slightest mistake. Number 18, bring along something familiar. So when you bring something familiar, when stepping out of your comfort zone, it can help you not to be as scared. And that was from Forbes, some 18 actionable steps. We're going to jump into a couple inspirational scripture and then some bonus content and then the prize. But first, everyone get a drink of water because it's so healthy for you. It's even healthy for what? Your cells. Do you have healthy cells? Do you want healthy cells? Start with getting lots of water, rest, and eating those superfoods and healthy choices. So some inspirational verses for stepping out of our comfort zone, and I got these from openbible.info, but Joshua 1:9, God says, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Don't be afraid. Don't be frightened. Don't be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. God does want us to succeed and go out for those dreams. And then 2 Timothy 1:7, we like this one. God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. Philippians 4:13, you can do all things through God who strengthens you. So those are some of the inspirational scriptures. We're going to jump on now to some of the bonus content from my published devotionals, which you're going to enjoy, especially this first one is from my brand new Mental Strength devotional. Link at the website. It's at Amazon and other booksellers. Mental Strength devotional by Nurse Ann. But the one that I chose today is called Break Out of Your Boxes. So breaking out of boxes means to escape from limitations or constraints to confine you to a certain way of thinking or acting, essentially pushing beyond your comfort zone, what we're learning today, and exploring new possibilities. It's a metaphor for being creative, innovative, and not following traditional or expected patterns, thinking outside the box, personal growth, social context. So the verse that I chose for that is Ephesians 3:12, in whom we have boldness and access with confidence by faith of him. And the devotional part asks, what comfort zone do you feel stuck in? What is it? Number 2, what are some actions you can take towards progress? And what are some other verses that you know about boldness or stepping out of comfort zones? Leave that for the rest of us. That will be very inspirational. Number 2, I just also recently released your Everyday Legacy Poetry Devotional by Nurse Ann to help you meet us splash impactful transformation as you go. Because your life legacy isn't just for the future, but for everyday encounters. And today I chose, it's about authenticity. I'm not going to read the poem right now. I'm just going to read the devotional part. You can hear some of the poems at my website, nurseann.com. That's Ann with an E. Make sure you're following this channel, leaving your comments, and share it with others who need. Also people that you know that need to have inspirational wellness and break out of boxes. So genuine authenticity grounded in solid values energizes you and those that you encounter. Guided by emotional intelligence. I have a lot of videos on emotional intelligence and emotional resilience. Also, scroll back. Guided by emotional intelligence to know the appropriate situations and timelines to unleash full disclosure will set the pace. We have to have those boundaries. Overcoming fear and worry about what others think is a major milestone for this trajectory. This trajectory of breaking out of your boxes and going for your dreams. Depending on the environment and social situations, I know it can be difficult sometimes. Still, I assure you, it's definitely worth the payouts of an unhindered life story. An unhindered life story that you present to the world. Do you want to have an unhindered life story? And that's my Everyday Legacy Poetry Devotional by Nurse Ann. You will love that. And a lot of people gravitate to this because we all need mental healing. It's a mental healing poetry devotional by Nurse Ann. What did I choose today? These are really inspirational, couple poems that are super inspirational to remind us that we don't have to be stuck or limited. So I think I'll go over a little bit. Number 19 is puppeted or powerful. Do you feel puppeted by limitations or others? Do you want to feel powerful or be powerful? So craving approval, seeking validation, allowing others to puppet on a string. Do we share our creative gifts or conform to the pressure to fit in? Do we dare break out or just give up without trying to win? I will let you hear the rest of that. It's at the website. I read some of those to you, and you can also get the Mental Healing Poetry Devotional. So the devotional part asks sometimes and tells us to fit in with a particular crowd or to not feel like we need to be worried about losing a certain status or position. We can be tempted to slide into a place where we think others are pulling our string, thereby stopping us from breaking out. Maybe we don't want to make waves, or we fear starting a disagreement. Perhaps we don't want to stand out and look different. This mindset can stop us from advocating for ourselves and for others, also for others who might be getting bullied. But unfortunately, these limiting thoughts can also hamper us from standing up for our convictions. Yes, we need to cooperate with others in a sense of unity, but we all have unique talents and contributions that don't have to be silenced to walk in prosperity and blessings. Do you want to walk in prosperity and blessings? Of course you do. And then there's the Ignite Life Poetry Devotional by Nurse Ann. As you go, dare to inspire and bless everyone in your path. There's serious life struggles and situations in here, along with a poem, a devotional, and some encouragement for us. And the last one that I wrote in this one is called Your Turn. It's about handing you the pen because I'm doing it. Now it's your turn to stir up your creative gifts. And I am extremely ready to see what you will create. It could be poetry, art, story, comedy, cooking, spoken word, helping others. Get creative and leave in the comments what you're thinking about starting. I would love to hear that. Ignite Life Poetry Devotional. I also have the Inspiration Battles Devotional, Biblical Medicine for Real Life, and Soul Searching with a dose of encouragement. We all need help for our inspiration battles. And then there's the Word Puzzles Devotional. We're almost at the prize. Hang on just a minute. I found unique, different, and interesting words and linked it to our struggles and our mind battles. And then there's also in here medicine for your soul. Do you need medicine for your soul? Last, there's the Energize Health, Body, Mind, and Spirit of the Lifestyle Devotional so that you can propel your total health for body, mind, and spirit. Let's get started. So now we're about to jump in to the action adventure along with advocacy and awareness in the published fictional drama called The Mental Falls First 6 Stories Edition by Nurse Ann. I put the 6 stories, which I'll show you, in one book that makes it almost free, and it's easier because each of the stories are interconnected, like you're watching a web series or a TV series with the same characters, but they encounter new people in each story dealing with different emergency and mental health struggles. And it also includes the families, the church, the community, and seeing how everyone works together in that. And it's the Mental Falls First 6 Stories Edition. You get to ride along with the frontline workers, rescuing those in crisis. You do have to buckle up because these shifts are 24/7. There's danger, action, suspense, romance, faith, and inspiration. And you know what? To make it more exciting, and we don't always have time to read, I had it made into an audiobook. This is what it looks like on Audible and iTunes. It was narrated by Drama Simpson. He brought it to life with siren noises, action noises, different character voices. You will feel like you're right there in the action, riding along with these frontline workers. Are you a frontline worker? Do you know any? Check this out and leave a review, please. Let's jump into this chapter, and then we're going to get out of here. We finished book 1, Sheep Among Wolves. You met the young lady fending for herself on the street while battling frightening hallucinations and trying to fend off ravenous predatory people, predatory wolves. And then Dr. John Doe, we dealt with memory disorders, danger, action, just the mind battles of the frontline workers. And then we finished a tent under the bridge. We looked more into homelessness, ways to help with that, and more action adventure. And this story is interconnected. There's a story going throughout. And with your help, one day it's going to be a television drama and or web series. We are going to do that. That is the next project. And so now we're in Defenders of the Week. We talk about anxiety and bullying and how they help each other deal with that. Then we're going to jump into Ready, Willing, and Able. We talk about disabilities, the spectrum, how people, no matter what the limitations are, can shine as the actual superheroes. So that is Ready, Willing, and Able. And the season finale is Out of Control. Yes, we talk about relapse, addictions, entitled customers, entitled patients, and there's a culmination of a relationship in here, Out of Control. Once again, I'll show you, then we'll jump in the title. Get the one book, join the book club. It's also the audiobook, The Mental Falls First 6 Stories Edition. Link at the website. Once again, I'm Nurse Ann, certified emergency mental health registered nurse, coming now from the messy front lines. So let's jump into the last chapter so that you can go get one more drink of water. We're in chapter 21, and let's see, I think it's there's only one more chapter in this book after that, and then we'll jump on to the brand new book. So chapter 21 is New Attitude. Tanya was amazed at the change she noticed in her roommate ever since she had gotten back from the hospital. Chandra had actually asked to hang out with her when they ate their lunch in the cafeteria. She was even more surprised when Chandra told her the whole ordeal and all the encouraging people that she had met. Tanya listened intently and confessed to Chandra that everything she was hearing was encouraging her through some struggles that she was also going through. I'm always here to listen, Chandra offered. You can even see what I'm working on with my blog. That sounds great, replied Tanya, as the two excitedly talked while they made their way back to the dorm room. Earlier that day, Chandra had made some new posts and braced herself when she opened her computer in case the bullies had posted their usual meanness. Instead, much to her happy surprise, she had received 50 likes and many comments of how her poems had given others new hope and encouragement. Seeing a huge smile and excitement on her roommate's face, Tanya was intrigued. Please let me see, she implored. Sure, come on over, extended the formerly withdrawn roommate of Tanya. After reading some of her roommate's poems and seeing the good she was doing, she asked if she could help with the blog. I would love that, declared Chandra. See you at the next nurseann.com podcast. Have a great day. See you over at the website.